happy to have a bit more of the ball. Today Quizera over on the left-hand side. Waits for reinforcement. Once again, despite a bit more possession, Stanley Mobali is yet to be tested in the Nigeria goal.
Ambula.
Potentially dangerous ball into the box. I was going to say was dealt with. Dawdled on it in the end. Thierry Manzi, but survived the scare as Osimhen briefly nicked it away from him. Down here for Rwanda. There's the captain, Jihad Bizimana. Medic's on to check him over. Scored the winning penalty against Benin in October during AFCON qualification. Bizimana, the third of his international career. Acrobatic attempt at a clearance, which seemingly is undoing here. I think no permanent damage done. This match day 5 meeting already come and gone. Nigeria comfortably on top thus far. They've actually been better on the road than they have at home in recent times. Unbeaten in their last 4 away games in all competitions. That is included. Largely different squad, of course, comprising solely players who play their football in Nigeria. There are 2 local players in this squad. Goalkeeper Kayode Bankole, Remo Stars, and midfielder Papa Daniel Mustafa of Niger Tornadoes. Eric Shell into reward performances in the Nigerian League, the call up to the national team. Super Eagles talent has come from all over the world. It's current 11 from about 7 different countries. Chikwueze and Lukman playing in Italy, AC Milan and Atalanta, of course Osimhen currently in Turkey, Simon in France, Ndidi Iwobi, Aina and Bassi all in England, Shrewsbury Kong in Saudi Arabia, and Mobali in South Africa with Chippy United. Together though for these international breaks, very quickly gel and form a cohesive unit. This is more like the Nigeria we've expected in the previous 4 World Cup qualifiers. Can they though hang on to the lead this time, where they failed on match day 4? though, growing into this one now. After that early blow, they rode out the storm. Nigeria looked far more likely to score the game's second goal, and now at the latter stages of the first half, pushing on, looking for an equaliser. And an early change. Samuel Goulet make way for Gilbert Mugisha. Not sure if there was a knock. Seems to be moving okay, Goulet. Either way, a change deemed necessary by Adel Amrouche, one of his more experienced players in Mugisha, enter the fray with 50 minutes or so and the game still to play. Could it prove immediately to be a superstar? It was Mugisha. Within seconds of entering the fray, who is the first to test the reflexes of Stanley Nwabali. That little space was on target. That's well enough for the Nigeria keeper, but finally Rwanda coming to life here late in the first half. To survive through though to half time. Always a threat in attack, the Super Eagles. But a spell, but in a second, there could be a second if an opportunity is presented at the other end of the pitch. Lookman and Osimhen combining again. This time not quite to such a devastating effect. Minutes to go in this first half. Still, Victor Osimhen's open up the difference between the two sides. Nancy and a long ball forwards, one which will bounce comfortably through to Nwabali. It's been impressive for Chippa United this season. 7 clean sheets in his 19 games. Save success rate of over 80%. Becoming the de facto number 1 for the Nigerian national side. This cap for number 18. Really work to get here. Rwanda touching down on the left hand side. Here's Kwizera. Iwobi forces him backwards and then forces Rwanda all the way back to Ntwari. He said he wants to emulate his uncle, JJ Okocha, by winning the Africa Cup of Nations. Came close, of course, at the most recent time of asking. Nigeria edged out by the Côte d'Ivoire in the final in Abidjan. Shot there of Paul Kagame. Roar of appreciation for the president of Rwanda. Will surely be enjoying his country's end through this first half. Rwanda making Nigeria work for their lead now. Three in the box waiting. As Isha turns this way and that. It's over the head though, Vinshuti. Listen to that roar. The first Rwanda corner in the 44th minute. Nigeria flew out of the blocks in this one. The host showing this is far from a done deal. An equaliser here late in the first half would be a real blow for the Super Eagles. Here's Rwanda can conjure one up. It's forced to wait whilst again the referee sorts out a few of the squabbles in the area. Hakim Sahabo, a teenager, latest to have a word in his ear. Something of a mismatch with Ola Aina. It's off the gloves of Edward Barley, but not that convincingly away. Rwanda remain with the ball, well in Nigeria territory. It's whipped in again. He was knocked down, then knocked away by Bassi. It was himself, then knocked over. Innocent attempt to get to the ball, just a moment too late. Only caught a chunk of the man. Mugisha is sent away. There'll be 3 minutes of additional time. Nigeria, the way things are going, will want them to come and go quite quickly. Clumsy at worst from Mugisha. Defensive midfielder, not able to avoid Bassi. Morenga, the back heel to the path of Quizera. One more opportunity before the half-time whistle at either end. Harmless free kick forwards. Rather some Nigeria entered this first half. The impression they are just trying to survive with their lead attack through to half-time. Reorganise. Take on the advice of Eric Schell. Calmly done by Iwobi and Aina. Bassi back to his keeper. Picked up though by Yemagabo. Mugisha. Gilbert Mugisha. Second Mugisha now added to the Rwanda 11. But Osimhen nicks it, closes in on goal, takes it over and
Goal.
Nigeria just like that have a second.
Goal. Osimhen a bad striker.
They are lethal.
Why you watch?
Osimhen adds his and his country second in the
5
final minutes
minutes.
of first half stoppage time.
Osimhen has got to go.
Nigeria.
Second goal for Osimhen.
And they were just trying to survive through to half time with the lead intact.
That's the second goal from Osimhen.
But Osimhen always lurking, nicked in. And from there was very little doubt about how it would end. Nigeria's number 9 scores its 25th goal for his country.
That's it for Osimhen.
Puts the Super Eagles in a totally commanding position for the second half. A quick glance up, Soren Twari rushing out. The presence of mind to lift it over the Kaiser Chiefs keeper. As we come back to the action.
We should find another goal.
On the front foot again, Osimhen through to Lookman. And wins a corner, and suddenly it's Rwanda trying to survive through to half time, but not with the lead. Instead, trying to stay within 2 of their visitors. Second short. Back to Adamola Lookman. Zaina. Moses Simon. Lookman lets it run. And that will be the half-time whistle.
Yes, we'll be back in second half.
The difference between the two sides. Well, the first half breaks.
That's the end of 45 minutes.
The next.
We'll be back for the second half.
Nigeria halfway to their first victory of this World Cup qualifying campaign. One that is crucial for their prospects in the second half of this World Cup qualification campaign. Join us in about 15 minutes to see if they can hold out through to the final whistle.
The first half just ended 2-0. So we'll be back in the next 15 minutes. We'll be back, guys. Let's go for now.